Jesus said, man was not made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for man, and he is Lord of the Sabbath. Here are the 7 miracles Jesus performed on the Sabbath day, which ruffled the feathers of the Pharisees of that day. Happy viewing. Jesus went to Jerusalem for a special feast, and he saw lots of sick people lying beside the pool of Bethesda. They were all waiting for an angel to stir the water, and whoever got in first was healed of any diseases they have. And Jesus noticed that there was a man who had been sick for 38 years. Jesus went up to him and said, "Do you want to be healed?" He said, "I have nobody to put me in the water when the angel stirs it. Before I get there, somebody else gets in." So Jesus said, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." And the man did exactly that, and he was healed. And that's Jesus' 18th miracle. Then Jesus went to Capernaum, where he started teaching in the synagogue. In the synagogue was a man with an evil spirit, and the man shouted with a loud voice, "I know who you are, Jesus of Nazareth. Have you come to destroy us, thou Holy One of God?" But Jesus told the evil spirit, "Shut up and come out of him." And the evil spirit came out of the man with a loud voice, and the man was not harmed. And the people who were there marveled and said, "Who is this man, that even the evil spirits obey his voice?" And that's Jesus' 3rd miracle. After they left the synagogue, they went to Simon's house, where they saw Simon's mother-in-law in bed with a high fever. Not just an ordinary fever. The Bible says a high fever, which means her temperature will be above 38 degrees. She'll be shivering, she'll be achy, she's got a headache, she's in bed. They told Jesus, "Do something." Jesus holds her by the hand. He commands the fever to get out of her. The fever immediately leaves her. She gets up from the bed well, and she goes and starts serving them. That's Jesus' 4th miracle. It was the Sabbath day. Jesus was in the synagogue teaching. The Pharisees and the teachers of law were present, and there was a man with a crippled hand in the synagogue. And they looked to see if Jesus would heal on a Sabbath. Jesus, knowing their thoughts, told the man to stand up, and he asked, "Is it okay to do good or evil on the Sabbath day? Is it okay to heal or to kill on the Sabbath day? If one of you had a sheep that fell into a hole on the Sabbath, won't you pull him out?" So he told the man, "Stretch forth your hand." He did, and the hand immediately got healed. The Pharisees and the teachers of law were not happy. They were thinking of a way that they would kill this man that was healing on the Sabbath. And that was Jesus' 10th miracle. Jesus and his disciples were walking when they came across a man who had been born blind. The disciples asked Jesus, whose sin caused him to be born blind, his or his parents? And Jesus said, none of them. He was born blind so that God's glory can be shown in that man. And Jesus spat on the ground. He made mud with the spittle. He put it in the man's eyes and told him to go and wash in the pool of Siloam. So the man went and he washed his eyes and he could see. This particular healing caused a lot of brouhaha between Jesus and the Pharisees. But anyway, this is Jesus' 26th miracle. Jesus was in the synagogue on a Sabbath day teaching, and he saw a woman who was bent double. She had been like that for 18 years. So Jesus called her and he said, "Woman, thou art loosed." And he set her free. The demon in her left her immediately, and she could stand up straight. She was no longer double. So the head of the synagogue was angry. There are 6 days to work. You don't need to heal on the Sabbath. Jesus said, "You hypocrites. On the Sabbath day, don't you untie your animals to go for water? But a child of Abraham has been bent double, been held captive by Satan for 18 years, and you don't want her to be free." So that was Jesus' 30th miracle. It was the Sabbath day, and Jesus went to the house of a prominent Pharisee to have a meal. They brought a man with dropsy before Jesus. Dropsy is when there's fluids in the body, so it swells up and it can cause a heart attack. They were watching Jesus to see what he would do. So Jesus asked them, "Is it right or wrong to heal on a Sabbath?" They said nothing. So Jesus healed the man with dropsy and sent him on his way. And he told the people there, "If your son or animal falls in a well on a Sabbath day, won't you quickly pull him out?" And that's Jesus' 31st miracle.